I went to the hospital the other day to get a checkup. You know, just my everyday checkup, and then the doctor said I was diagnosed with a disease, a terminal disease. It's called sequelitis. So the only way for you can get sequelitis is by watching a sequel, an unnecessary sequel. Only have 4 days to live. This is my story. Equalizer 2 is a new film directed by Antoine Fuqua, and it stars Denzel Washington as the Equalizer himself, Robert McCall. Now, this film is a continuation of the first story, and our hero, Robert McCall, is living in a new city, and he has a new identity, and then someone from his past comes back to hunt him, and now Robert McCall must come back out of retirement and use this particular set of skills to kick ass once again. The first Equalizer definitely blew me away, and Denzel Washington kicks a ton of ass. Overall, the movie itself was pretty good, but then they decided to make a sequel, and I was like, you know what, it's Denzel Washington. It's the first time he has ever had a sequel, so you know what, first film's okay, why not, right? I had that same mentality going into this film, and then I almost felt like Peter Griffin when he discovered it was really butter.
What? But I can't believe what.
Looking at the bright side, let's just talk about the few things I like about this movie first. Denzel Washington was definitely a delight to look at. Most of his action scenes was really cool, and you really did enjoy yourself watching the action sequences. There's lots of bone breaking, neck snapping, back cracking, elements into the action sequences that you would actually like. I mean, the action sequence is so brutal, it has so much brutality that every single punch you'd be like, ooh, ooh. Ooh! A few elements I didn't really like about the first film, they improved in this film. They did a really good job of giving us his backstory. We learn more about Denzel Washington's character's past. We basically learn more about him. We learn more about his wife and things that was barely mentioned in the first film. Because in this film, he's more like a father figure when he interacts with this teenage boy. That just leads into the flaws into this film. I felt like that was the main plot of this whole entire movie. That really got me out of the film a lot. Something big happens, and then he comes back, and then it gets intriguing, and then all of a sudden it turns into a murder mystery. And the third act really got interesting. The film got a little bit better, and the film became fun in the third act. But despite all of that, this film, I would say, shouldn't have never been made. The film needs to have something and say, hey, I buy that. The plot of this movie, I just don't buy because of one's simple plot hole. And I was hoping that this film would answer my question, because if the film answers that question, I will understand it. But then it got into an hour into the film, I was like, it didn't answer my question. And then we got to the third act, it didn't answer my question. And then when it got to the ending, I was messed up. The film didn't answer my question. And that question was the essential part of the whole entire movie. And since it didn't answer my question, and it's going to be considered a plot hole, I was entertained to a certain extent. The story did kind of mess me up a little bit, but I did get behind the action sequences. The action sequences would save this movie, and Denzel Washington once again did a good job. It wasn't his fault. The story has a tough time picking itself up, so I would say this film does have pacing issues around the first and second act going into that third act. I gotta give Equalizer 2 a Michael Keaton Batman. This is an average, at best, film, I would say. It's a film you should check out if you're a Denzel Washington fan, but to be honest, I recommend you seeing it at a $5 Tuesday or something, like a $5 special, or wait till it's on Blu-ray and DVD. Alright guys, that's my review of Equalizer 2. Have you seen Equalizer 2? Let me know, give me your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like everything you see and you agree, click right here, join me in the Batman family. I'll have more Batman-tastic reviews on the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.